All right, welcome back to another episode of Matt Chat Live. I'm your host, Coach Cala here. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. If you're live, if not, hope you all watch this video later this week or today. Um, so it's been a great week of college wrestling. Well, not really. Nothing happened last weekend, unfortunately, but a huge news this week is that the Big Ten's dropped the seeds. And I wasn't trying to do a reaction video or a live reaction video like everybody else did this week. Flow Wrestling did one. Everybody talks about how bad the seeds are, which is fine. Um, I think it's cool that they're trying to do, AI to use it because that's where we are in this world. But coaches should always have an opinion, and we're going to talk about the Big Ten brackets and the seeds and pretty much my overall predictions for this weekend and who I think is going to win. And my first question to ask the chat is: will Penn State go 10 for 10 this weekend at Big Tens? What do you think, chat? Let me know. They have a good shot at going 10 for 10 with some of these seats. Now, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's unheard of. I think they can win at least 6 or 7. But we'll get started here. Again, I know a lot of you watch the videos after, so please don't forget to like and subscribe. PE teacher from Connecticut. I'm the New Haven wrestling coach. Let's go. One of my awesome kids just was top 10 in the state, which is pretty cool. And I do a lot. I have a High Rocks this weekend, and my goal is just to put out some awesome wrestling content, especially for the NCAA. Someone was asking me today if I will review any of the RAF moving forward because of the whole Georgia Paulus versus Armin situation that happened and went viral. I might. Maybe in the future after NCAAs, I'll move to RAF and do some live streams on that. I do have a goal for after NCAAs to do once, or maybe I'll take a break, but once a week I'll talk about my favorite matches and the worst calls in history. So stay tuned. But for right now, let's stop talking about everything else and focus on the Big Ten. So I'm going to share my screen really quick, which is my hardest part. Now, I'm sure a lot of you looked at the Big Ten seeds. I'm just going to look at them really quick, and then I'm going to go to WrestleStat and show you what they have for predictions this weekend. And I'm going to see what I think of that. So just one moment. Share screen. Let me see these seeds. So here's our seeds. We're going to go one at a time. We're going to start at 125. We got Luke Littledahl, Penn State. I mean, that should be an obvious one. Then we have Spencer Moore from Illinois. Pretty good. Nick Bouzakis only lost to Luke Littledahl this year. We'll see. This is right. Thank you, blah, blah. I appreciate you. I just got to switch this to this. Wait, that one. Jacob Morgan, Joey Volk. Yeah, these seeds are bad. Dean Peterson, number 8, and we'll see. So it's going to be tough, but let's now get into what WrestleStat has. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for that, and then I'm going to share for the WrestleStat predictions. Let's see. Appreciate you being on here, blah, blah. You the man. All right, 125. Let's start us off. And I gotta, why is this always so difficult to do? Bam. Beautiful. So sometimes when I share my screen, it just shows the other one. So I'm trying to do it this way. There we go. All right. Can everyone see me? Good. Yes. That looks good to me. WrestleStat, it's a free website. If anyone is interested in ever using it, by all means, I am not the best at this YouTube stuff, but I'm trying, and I really enjoy looking at what they have. Glory, I knew that was you, buddy. One of my all-time favorite wrestlers, the Northeastern Stud, Glory Baebi. All right, let's start off at 125. We have Luke Littledahl winning it all. I think this is the tournament where he just dominates everybody, similar to my prediction with PJ Duke at 157. So let's just say he wrestles the 4 seed in the semis. Spencer Moore has some good wins over Jacob Moran, this and that, Aiden Smith, Diego, and so on and so on. But has anybody really kept up with Luke other than Nate Desmond, his only loss on the season, which I'm not sure if this counts here. And then Nick Bouzakis, again, high school teammates with him. And it was an overtime match. It was pretty boring. Nick did not look his best that day. I think every top wrestling NCAA coverage YouTube channel was talking about that. But I really think that Luke is going to have a great tournament. He is the defending Big Ten champion, and I don't think he's going to pull a Braden Davis where he takes fourth place or less. I think he's just going to show everybody he's the top dog. Now, I just don't know. What up, Trick Shot Duo? Appreciate you. Not sure who that is, but you the man. Now, if it is Luke versus Nick in the finals, I don't know if he'll bonus him, but I think he'll take him down a few more times than he did at Penn State. I am not seeing a last year opportunity or Rutgers Dean Peterson showing up today. I think it's just going to be Luke versus Nick in the finals. And I think Nick Buzakis is going to beat up Dean Peterson if they wrestle in the semis. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Lightning Luke for number one. I think he is really good. And as a defending champion, he already knows people are going to come after him. But he's got nothing to lose. He's one of the best 125-pounders in the world. He's already beaten everyone this season. So I'm sure Nick is going in there a little upset that he has the 2 seed. Even though I don't think those seeds are as atrocious as everyone made it out to be. I think the other ones are, but we'll get there. So at 125, I like putting it in the chat. I mean, if I have to write it down on a Google Sheet or a Word doc, I can let you all know, but I'll just type it in after on my thing. Lightning Luke becoming a 2-time Big Ten champ. And I don't think Penn State has ever had a 2-time Big Ten champion at 125. The only one I could think of is Nico Megaludis, who he might have. And if there are some diehard Nico Megaludis fans in the chat, you might be right if he won it more than 2 times, maybe 3 times. But even Spencer Lee only won the Big Tens twice, and I don't think Luke's there yet, but he's very good. But at 125, again, if you're just joining the chat, appreciate all of you being in here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But at 125, I have Lightning Luke winning it and becoming a 2-time Big Ten champ. All right. Let's see. Let's move on to the next weight class. So, again, I'm going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to show really quickly just the Big Ten seeds, just in case anybody missed it, even though my goal for this video is not to do what everybody else did and have their crazy reaction, which is awesome that they do it, but I got to try to stand out a little bit. I'm just going to show you quickly what the seeds are and then go over to WrestleStat and see what the stats are or what their predictions are for this weekend. And I don't know who really runs the WrestleStat, but I think they are the best at seeding. I really like Bashan the Brain. Why am I blanking on his name? Willie does a great job too, but I don't know. There's something about WrestleStat that's just organized really nice. All right, Big Tens for 133. Number 1, Marcus Blaze. Number 2, Lucas Bird. That is outrageous. It is not the wrestlers' fault if they don't have all these matches in the Big Ten lineup. I coach in New Haven, Connecticut. We only get 5 tournaments a season. Other teams get 8 or 10, which is wild. So it's not my fault. It just happens. Ben Davino, really good. If he wrestles Bird in the semis, we'll talk about that in a second. Sam Buket, who beat Drake Ayala when Ayala still didn't look at his peak yet. I can't remember. No, Drake Ayala beat Jacob Van D. And then Dylan Schraver. That is the returning. No, he won it, 2 years ago? Or was that the other Dylan? Yeah, 133 is a tough weight class. It's going to be the most exciting one, along with 157, I think. Just for Big Tens, I think 184 might get more exciting as we go on, but I'm not sure if Angelo Ferrari at 184 is going to wrestle that much, but we're going to get there. All right, so now I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to show you what WrestleStat has. Again, appreciate all 6 of you being on. I don't care if it's 6 or 6,000. I'm going to talk fast and be myself like I always do. All right, let's see. 133. Screen looks good to me from here. All right. And wow. That is crazy. They have Lucas Bird winning over Marcus Blaze. I don't know about that one, everybody, because I don't think personally, and I really do like Lucas Bird. I know he's old and everybody gives him that. Levi Haynes said it best when he lost to Austin O'Connor from UNC on Caden Henschel's podcast. If he had a year of eligibility, he would do it too. Lucas Bird is, probably 28 or 26 to 28. I'm 29, so it's wild that he's still a senior in college. It's crazy. But he's a beast. He's crushing it on his TikTok. But I do not think that Lucas Bird can go through Ben Davino and Marcus Blaze in the same day, because I believe the semis and the finals are the same day. It's not like NCAA's, and beat them both. I think he's going to be really tired after the Davino match. Now, again, the coaches can still change the protocol and the seeds by Friday at noon, according to Tom Brands, the Iowa head coach. But let's see what else we got. Lucas Bird's last win right here. Drake Ayala. That was his last really big one. They have not wrestled this year. Marcus Blaze, absolute beast, has not lost to anybody. He doesn't really open up. He barely gets taken down. There's some people that say he's been taken down twice. I can't find it on YouTube, so please type it in the chat where he is. Ben Davino's an absolute beast. I don't know if he's going to get his get back this at this tournament against Marcus Blaze. I think he will in the future, but if Blaze has a really great tournament, I might change my predictions for NCAAs. So we'll see. Drake Ayala, be lucky to place. I think he'll place top 4. I think he'll get his get back over Zambuget if they wrestle. Again, these are just my predictions as we're going. I'm not really looking at the bracket because, 1, they said they're still going to change it, and 2, you never really know who's going to show up to weigh in that day. But if I had to choose right now, based on what I'm seeing, I have Marcus Blaze winning it over Lucas Bird in the finals because I think Bird's going to have a great match against Ben Davino. He's probably going to give a nice front double bicep flex, and then he's probably going to be tired because correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but don't the semis and finals happen the same day? He's probably going to be a little bit tired. Again, he hasn't wrestled anybody that good all season. His best win this year doesn't even say because I know he didn't wrestle Drake Ayala unless they wrestled at. Yeah, no, I don't. Did he beat Drake Ayala this year? No, that has to be from last year. That can't be right. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, no. I got Marcus Blaze winning. I think he's going to probably major Drake Ayala if they wrestle 1 versus 4 in the semis, and then he's going to beat up Lucas Bird in the finals. Only because Ben Davino's going to just wear and tear Lucas Bird and give him everything he's got. All right, so 133, I got Marcus Blaze. And if you're just joining the chat, I opened up this podcast, again, Coach Cala, PE teacher, wrestling coach, marathon runner, high rocks athlete, all these crazy things that describe my life. But I love what I do. I love talking wrestling. But my very first question today was, does Penn State go 10 for 10? And that's an honest question because, again, you're looking at the seeds first with me, and then you're looking at the wrestling stat predictions. And then here are my predictions. Right now, I'm 2 for 2. I got Little Doll and then Marcus Blaze winning it. But let's move on to 141. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. And then best wrestler I ever coached. I don't know if that's one of my wrestlers. I can't answer that. That's got to be Justin, Kenny, or Orlando. I don't know who that is. They're all awesome. All right. Quick look at the 141 seeds. Again, nothing really crazy here to me. Jesse Mendez, absolute beast. Returning Big Ten champ, Brock Hardy, number 2, works for me. Vance Bombar's having a great year. Nazir Bailey's back in the lineup over Cale Peterson. Sorry if I said his name wrong. Dylan Ragusan, that was the Big Ten champ over Dylan Schwaber, I believe, a few years ago. Yeah, okay. I wish I could wrestle with them. All right. All right, so we're going to move on to the wrestling stat predictions, and I'm going to tell you what it's about. Yeah, I might. Yeah, I agree with you, Glory. I think Jesse Mendez is going to definitely win, but let's just get a little exciting and see what WrestleStat has, huh? All right, share my screen. All right, 141. Yeah, without a doubt in my mind, I think Jesse Mendez is going to win over Brock Hardy. I do think this is a tougher weight class for the most part, but Brock Hardy's had 3 losses this year, 2 to Vega, 1 to Mendez, and he actually, he almost did lose to Nazir Bailey. That was very crazy. But I don't see anybody dethroning Jesse Mendez. It's kind of a boring weight class. The only thing is Brock Hardy has beaten Jesse Mendez in the past, but that was last year. I really do think that Jesse Mendez is probably going to major or bonus him. The last time they wrestled, he major decisioned him. Yeah, I do think Brock Hardy could potentially get his get back on Sergio Vega at NCAA since Vega's in the Big 12s. But this weight class is owned by Jesse Mendez. He is an absolute beast. Great name. Just awesome to have. Braden is hard to watch. I'm a Penn State fan too. I'd say. I mean, I really just like watching quality wrestling. I enjoy watching the Hawks when they're good. I love what David Taylor's doing with Oklahoma State. But if someone had to ask me, I'd probably say Penn State. Davis is crazy. I mean, I can't really support him. What he did last summer, where he ran from the cops and did all that. Again, I was a crazy college student once before, but that's just not cool. I actually did work with a girl that knows him, and she said he was not a good dude either. So I've never really supported him that much. I do hope he makes the NCAAs. You don't want to count everybody out, but I don't know how he will. He is, what seed did we just say he was? I mean, he's the 7th seed. That's a tough seed to try and place top 7, right? So top 7 go to NCAAs and 8 is the alternate, or is it top 8 and 9 is the alternate? I think it's top 7. That's tough. That's tough to see what we're gonna do there. So at 141, the beast that shares the same amazing name, Jesse Cala Mendez. No, Jesse Mendez. I don't know his middle name. My last name's Cala. Jesse Mendez. Now, does he get I don't know if Big Ten does it, but do they do a Big Ten wrestling outstanding wrestling award? Because he'll probably get it, him or Josh Barr. All right. Appreciate you all being in the chat. 10 more than last time. That's what it's about, baby. Let's go. Don't forget to like and subscribe and like this video too. Let's help blow it up so I can pay off my student loans one day. Nobody was. And I appreciate all your comments, Argra. That was insane when you did that. What did you think, since you're a Penn State fan? And sorry to stop the video right now, everybody. But what did you think when Jesse Mendez gave him that little push the following week? That was crazy. Oh, man, that is funny. All right. Moving on to 149. Just going to share my screen, show you all the Big Ten seeds. All right. I think Flow Wrestling just put out, or somebody put out, what's the most boring NCAA wrestling weight class, and it was either this or 197. And at Big Tens, I know Lachlan McNeil's really good. I know Ethan Styles is good. Joseph Zargo, Carter. They're all great wrestlers. Ryder Block's really good. I think he's going to place here and be an All-American. He's probably my dark horse of the tournament. I think he'll do really well. I don't think he's going to make it to the finals, but maybe top 4, which is going to be good. Him and Angelo Ferrari will be my 2 dark horses. But does anybody really think that Shane Van Ness is going to lose? Like, I personally do not think Shane Van Ness is going to lose. And to everybody saying that Shane Van Ness choked when he only lost to Yanni, and then last year he lost to Caleb Henson, Ridge Lovett, who beat Caleb Henson in the finals, is just out of their minds crazy. All right. Moving on to see what WrestleStat has predicted. Let's see. How did I do in high school wrestling? It was a long time ago. Took 2nd in the conference and 4th in the Class AA states. Enough about me. Let's move on to the next one. All right. Let's see what WrestleStat has for 41 or 149. All right. Shane Van Ness, number 1 for sure. He's got a tech fall over number 8, Carter Young. Majored Lachlan McNeil. Majored Ryder Block. Decision over Chance Lommer. I mean, how can anybody think that Shane Van Ness is not going to win? It's just crazy. Just crazy to me. Lachlan McNeil is pretty good. I just don't see it happening. I do think Ryder Block will place top 4, though. I think he'll get a couple upsets. But again, super boring weight class. I personally think so. No disrespect to any of the wrestlers. Shane Van Ness is just a different animal. If you watch his podcast with Marcus Blaze and Connor Pierce, you like just the way he's just like quiet and like talks about like having so much fun, and he's just an absolute beast. All right, moving on to the 157 weight class. Now, question for the chat. Oh, wait, let me just type that in first. 149, Shane Van Ness. Before the season started, I was riding with Shane Van Ness all year. No Diddy. I think Shane Van Ness is an absolute beast. Shane Van Ness all day, every day. All right, question for the chat. What is the most exciting matchup that we're going to see? I think it's going to happen at 157 with PJ Duke. And I think PJ Duke is going to bonus point Trelly Taylor. Really tough. Now, I'm being a little contradicting from my last week video. If you haven't seen it, maybe go watch it and understand why. But if you don't watch it, it's all good. I have Trelly winning the NCAAs as of last week, but I have a feeling that PJ Duke is going to go off this week and just bonus everybody. He's an absolute tank. He had a great. You know what, trick shot. That is a great matchup too. I was going to follow up with that. I think PJ Duke is going to bonus Trelly this weekend, and that is the most exciting matchup I am looking forward to. Messing Bring First Blaze is going to be amazing too, so I can't wait to watch that. But let's just see what Big Ten's got for us. Seated at 157. All right, Taylor number 1. Not the craziest thing I've seen. I mean, he did beat PJ Duke. Cannon Webster number 3. Anthony White. Cameron Catabrone. Brandon Cannon from Ohio State. At the 7, he hasn't wrestled in like 10 weeks, unless I've missed him the last 2 weeks, but he didn't wrestle at Iowa or the Penn State match. Correct me if I'm wrong. Everybody in the chat, please let me know. But yes, this is a great weight class. It's super tough, and it's even tougher at NCAAs. Someone in the comment section last time said I was sleeping on Landon Robideau. I think Landon's an absolute beast too, but for Big Tens, I think it's going to be PJ Duke versus Antrell Taylor. WrestleStat has to say about that one. I agree. Duke should have won that match too. I had 3 for that, and then Trelly was stalling. So that's why I think Duke is going to come in and just push the pace and friggin' dominate this weekend. So our first, our first what word am I looking for? First one where it's Antrell Taylor and my predictions are wrong. PJ Duke, I think, is bonusing Antrell Taylor this weekend for sure. With the stalling last time and that 3-point takedown that was not called a takedown is absolutely outrageous. PJ Duke's going to be hungry. He is going to be unstoppable this weekend. Now, I don't know how he's going to do at NCAAs yet. I think if he looks amazing this weekend, I'm going to change my pick to PJ Duke. He's also from my friend's town in New York, and I work with MMA legend Nick Newell. He's a friend too, and he wrestled PJ Duke a few years ago, and he said he was an absolute beast. So if someone like that is saying that, it's crazy. But I truly believe that PJ Duke is going to bonus his way through this tournament and have the most exciting matchups. I think it was Michigan where he had that really good win where it was like 12-10 or something like that. Chat, if you know who I'm talking about, that would be great. I'm looking for the Michigan kid. Not Michigan. Right here. Cam Catabrone. That was a great match. Let's see if it says it. Yeah, that's where he had a decision. I think it was 12-10. That was an unreal match. Trelly Taylor, again, only beat PJ Duke with that tiebreaker. Decisions, not looking the best this year, but he does find a way to win, and that stalling stuff has to end. That's why I really believe the refs at the end of this postseason are going to be looking for these stall calls. And for PJ Duke's match, I think he's just going to dominate, and just really put on the map who he is and why he is wrestling as a true freshman at Penn State. So at 157, I have PJ Duke winning the New Yorker, 157. So right now, let's see. I have Luke Littledahl, 125, 133. We got Marcus Blaze, 149. Shane Van Ness, 157. PJ Duke. So that is 5 right now. And those are 5 legit predictions. I really do think PJ Duke's going to get his get back this weekend and just dominate the tournament. He's an absolute beast. Plus, it's a 2-day tournament. I think he's going to be fresh for both days. The only weight class so far that is owned by an Ohio State guy or someone that's not wrestling for Penn State is, of course, Jesse Mendez. So right now, 4-4 Duke. 4-4 Penn State. Moving on to 165. All right, let's see what the chat's saying first. Blaze underrated as F. Absolutely agree with all of you on that one. Happy somebody else agrees with me. Happy Argra agrees with me about the PJ Duke match. I definitely think I really do think he's going to bonus him. How do you think it feels to be Braden Davis, the only kid on the team to not win matches during duels, when the rest of the team? So I have been thinking about that a lot, and nobody really asked him to be on their podcast. Nobody talks about him on the podcast. Like, I don't know. I don't know how he's the worst kid on the best team. Like it's Cole Mirasol is doing way better than him. And who's the other person that's not as good as him? I can't even think of one. Radical Welch is number one. What do they have? 7 number one guys going into the NCAAs? Like I don't know how Braden does it. I also don't know why Penn State's not wrestling Nate Desmond. I can't imagine Nate Desmond's losing to him in the practice room. But again, I'm a coach, and I am a wrestling coach, but I'm not the Penn State coach. It's crazy to me. So let's move on to 165. And this is where some of the reactions were. This one I don't really. Oh, wait, no, 174 is. All right, let's move on to 165. Let's see what the seeds are. Mitchell Messingbrink, number 1. Mikey Caliendo, number 2. Joey Blaze, number 3. Now, this is a bit crazy, only because, like, I know it's AI and coaches have voices and this and that, and everybody wants to, have points and make the seeds. First off, even when the humans make the seeds, they're not always the best. But number 2, like Joey Blaze just beat Mikey Caliendo 2 weeks ago. Like, I don't even know how that makes sense. And it's a head-to-head. So in Connecticut, we do like a head-to-head. If you beat the guy above you, you go above him. I just don't understand. But so he'll be wrestling. If this doesn't get changed, Joey Blaze will be wrestling Mikey Caliendo in the semis, and then he'll be wrestling Mitchell Messingbrink in the finals. Now, I do think Joey Blaze will beat Mikey Caliendo again. He had 2 takedowns on him that were called, and that first takedown was not called, which was outrageous, just like that PJ Duke match. Also, the filming of that Purdue match versus Blaze or versus Caliendo was so bad. But let's get into it from here. See what WrestleStat has, everybody. Again, appreciate all 7 of you watching. It means a lot to me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You all rock. All right. WrestleStat at 165. That's better so I can see both screens. I mean, would any website ever say that Mitchell Messingbrink isn't winning? I'm just reading what Trick Shot Duo just typed in the chat. I love Mitchell Messingbrink, but part of me wants to see him lose to see what it takes to beat him. Other than David Carr at Final X, he's unbeatable in folk style. I agree with you. Like, I'm always on my edge of the seat because I do really like him and I enjoy watching him. But it would be nice to see some underdog come in and beat him, even though he is the top dog and there is no shot anyone beats him. The Dean Hamity match from the first Big Tens, what was that, 2 years ago, where Dean blew that 8-point lead against Mitchell Messingbrink. Insane. That was the only person to really get him close to him. And I think Antrell Taylor, didn't he lose to him 7-5 or something crazy his first year at Penn State? Correct me if you know in the chat, let me know. I'm not going to look that up right now, but I'm pretty sure Trelly Taylor had a very close match with with Mitchell Messingbrink 2 years ago. And then obviously David Carr won in that NCAA finals. Those stall calls were the worst calls. David Carr is such a good dude, and they're giving him those crazy stall calls. I don't know, man. That's a video. Like, that's a video for the future. We can all watch that together without noise and just watch and see what we all think of that. But all right, let's see. Obviously, number 1, Penn State, Mitchell Messingbrink, 18-0. Let's be honest, he's beating everybody. Majored Mikey Caliendo. And I just want to say in my last video last week, I said that Caliendo will be doing better against him at NCAAs, similar to last year. This is where I made the mistake. Caliendo lost to Mitchell Messingbrink last year in the finals 4-1. That was the close match. So if anyone's holding the grudge still from last week where I made a human error, I'm right here. All right. No, my bad. Joey Blaze, number 2 ranked, or placing number 2. Absolutely agree. Now, the only thing is, I'm a brother. I have 4 brothers. I have lots of friends. But definitely, like, when my brother played college lacrosse and I played college lacrosse, or when he wrestled in college, like, we always talked about this and that. I'm sure they're communicating, right? Like, just like when AJ Ferrari went to wrestle Stephen Buchanan last year, I'm sure Angelo was telling him some stuff. I mean, how could you not? That's your brother. Like, so I wonder if Joey Blaze does come out with a sick game plan and upsets Mitchell Messingbrink either here at NCAAs, if Marcus just switches to like Iowa or Purdue just to be with his brother or something crazy. Is he a senior? But anyway, I don't know. I don't think Caliendo's making it to the finals this weekend. I think if he's wrestling Joey Blaze on the same side, he's not going to get it this weekend, maybe the third time. But he'll take third and beat LJ Arujau. Other than that, Mitchell Messingbrink is going to bonus everybody once again. Unless Blaze, comes out very defensive, I can't imagine that Mitchell doesn't bonus everybody. He's just way too good. And Caliendo's had a few tough losses this year to him, D. Lockett, and Blaze. So I'm going Mitchell Messingbrink. And that will be my 5 out of 5 wrestlers from Penn State so far. Mitchell at 165. Does anyone disagree with any of these so far? Because if you do, I would love to read it in the chat. But other than Mendez at 141, does Penn State 5 out of 10 is crazy. I don't know what the most champions are at Big Tens. NCAA's obviously is 5. Penn State did it twice, and I think Iowa did it once in the 90s. But 5 champions at Big Tens would be crazy, and I don't know how any of these guys are losing. I do not. I just don't. Everybody's like, oh, Luke Lodahl might pull an NCAA's where he lost to Eddie Van Treska or whoever. It's like, nah, Luke is the defending champ. He is coming in hot and ready to wrestle. But enough about that. Let's move on to 174. And again, I will definitely be picking a Penn State guy here because Levi Haynes is an absolute animal. But let's see what WrestleStat has and, of course, Big Ten Wrestling and see what the seeds are. If you're just joining, appreciate all of you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Trying to get to 1,100 followers. We're almost there. I'm actually trying to just keep growing the channel, of course, but if we get to 1,100, that'd be sick. All right, moving on. 174. Now, I hope my wrestler, Glory, or my former wrestler, now one of my best buds, Glory, is in the chat. This is where, if I were to, post a reaction video, my thumbnail probably would have been just this weight class. Because not only does it not make sense that Levi Haynes isn't the 1 seed, didn't Minto lose to Patrick Kennedy this year and Bo Montanoa? Or Carson Karshla? I'm pretty sure Chris Minto lost 3 matches this year. So I really don't know how AI or any of that did this. And if it's all about quantity wins, then that's crazy because that's not how it should work. Levi Haynes is an absolute stud. He took 2nd his freshman year if you're just new to wrestling. Won it as a sophomore, his whole NCAAs. Took 3rd last year and probably the toughest weight class in all of NCAAs. And then is one of the few true 4-year wrestlers for Penn State in today's world. So let's see what WrestleStat has, because there is no way I don't see Levi Haynes not winning it. They did have don't get me wrong, he had a close match against Christopher Minto at Penn State. But Penn State just looked a little off that day. That also might be it. That's when Braden got beat up by Brock Hardy or by Jesse. No, yeah, that's when Braden lost to Brock Hardy. Yeah, Levi Haynes is absolutely insane. I coach for New Haven Wrestling, Jay Wynn, New Haven, Connecticut. Get that microphone out. New Haven. We just made the sickest pizza shirts too with Rudy's. I'll either wear it next time, or if you stay on the video, I will grab one of the shirts after and show it. Glory, I got to give you one. I hope I have an extra one if you're still in the chat, Glory. But shout out to all my New Haven wrestlers. Wrestling season just ended for us. If anyone wrestles in New England that's watching, the New England tournament is next weekend where they only take the top 4 or 5 guys. Top 4 or 5 guys to go from the state to New England. And one of my best wrestlers took 10th. Nice. Appreciate you, Jay Wynn. That means a lot. CT does have some good wrestlers. Nico Provo is top 10 right now at 125. Ryan Jack is top 10 at 141. There's another Division I wrestler. There's a few Division I wrestlers. They all come from Connecticut. That's some of the small schools, but Binghamton has a good wrestler too. Just forgetting their names right now off the top, but appreciate it. I played a lot of college lacrosse with some New Hampshire guys, so that's sick. All right, 174. I will be shocked if it's anything but Levi Haynes, and I am not shocked. Levi Haynes, number 1, winning it for WrestleStat and for Coach Cala, of course. So that will be 6 for 6. They have him beating Patrick Kennedy? Really? All right. Now, Kennedy did not wrestle Haynes at that match. If Argra, if you're still in the chat, would love to hear your thoughts on that, because pretty sure Kennedy wrestled 2 days later. So he couldn't have been that sick, right? And there is no way Kennedy's wear and tear with that double underhook front headlock, again, would destroy me. Would be most people in this world. I just don't see that double under front headlock position where he wears and tears is going to work against Levi Haynes. Levi Haynes, somebody just said it best in the chat, Argra. He's the top 3 in the country easily. Him, Mitchell, probably even Josh Barr or Jesse Mendez. Christopher Minto, great match against Levi Haynes. Again, it was just a weird day that day. No excuse. I actually thought Levi Haynes potentially could have been DQ'd in that match, where he threw Christopher Minto pretty much off the mat. It was sick. These twin brothers, are they twin brothers or just regular brothers from Michigan? He's a good wrestler. Carson Karshla, they had a close match last year, but I just think Levi Haynes is on a different level. Thank you for typing in the chat, Argra. I agree. No question here. I'm going Levi Haynes. And if you're a big Penn State fan or just like learning about the guys for that wrestled in college, Levi Haynes was just on Connor Pierce's and Marcus Blaze's podcast. I forget what it's called, State Media. And Levi just seems like a good dude. Like, he should be on Cameron Haynes' podcast. I'm a big marathon runner, or not the best, but I'm really into it. And I'm into those type of guys. And the fact that he hunts and stuff too, I think Levi Haynes, if you're watching, hope you make it to Cameron Haynes' podcast one day. Levi Haynes at 174. So that will be 6 out of 6 Penn State guys to win it. To win Big Tens. So again, I'm looking at these seeds. Yeah, I think I was looking at what WrestleStat had too. I think Levi's going to beat Patrick Kennedy regardless, and then beat Karshla or whoever in the finals. I think Levi Haynes is just way too good. He just scores so many points. He's just such a beast. All right. Appreciate all of your comments today too. It really means a lot to me. I work all day. I teach elementary PE all day, and shockingly, we had a 2-hour delay today. But I was looking forward to this all day. I start pacing back and forth, but I just get so excited talking college wrestling. So even if Levi Haynes is on the same side as Patrick Kennedy, I still believe Levi Haynes is going to bonus his way through the tournament. Besides the finals match, I'm sure he's going to wrestle somebody that's very defensive and not the best wrestler. You know, if you're a wrestler, you know when someone doesn't want to wrestle you, right? But Levi Haynes, absolute beast. And right now I got Penn State going 6 for 6. Again, if you're listening right now in the chat, please type in if you think I'm wrong for any of these weight classes at Big Tens. Now I think my next question is going to come in. Who do you think is the biggest dark horse of the tournament? Dark horse of the tournament. I already forgot who I mentioned earlier, but was it PJ Duke? No, Joey Blaze. Joey Blaze was one of them, but my true dark horse of the tournament, if he wrestles the whole tournament because of his seed, or unless he pulls a Carter Starachi from last year where he takes all the medical forfeits and this and that, or was that 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. I think that's a great prediction too, Jay Wynn. Appreciate the chat. I think that Angelo Ferrari will be the biggest dark horse of the tournament. Now, let's see what the predictions are, the seeds are for Big Tens. Again, appreciate all of you in the chat. All right, I just want to zoom in on this. Now, I'm not saying Angelo's going to win it. I just think he's going to be a bracket buster is what we call it. Number 1, Rocco Welsh. Number 2, Max McAnally. Number 3, Silas Allred. Silas Allred is a really good wrestler. He's lost a few times this year, though. And does anybody remember when he beat Max Dean twice at Big Tens and then NCAAs? Like, I missed that, Silas Allred. Like, again, I would have probably always root for Penn State, but in Oklahoma State and Iowa. And like, I just enjoy watching good matches. Dylan Fishback, number 6, great match versus Rocco Welsh, but I'm sure you all probably would think the same. When Fishback was taking down Rocco Welsh the whole time and Welsh still beat him, don't you just think that was his only chance? Because it's not going to be like an Aaron Seidel versus Jax Forrest. I think at that weight class, it's a little bit different. We're talking 184 where there's not as many takedowns. I don't think Dylan Fishback's going to get his get back against Rocco Welsh this season. But this is where things get different. And again, the seeds aren't perfect right now. They can still change it according to Tom Brands, the Iowa Hawkeye head coach, by 12 o'clock on Friday at noon. But correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but wouldn't Angelo wrestle the 9 seed first and then Rocco Welsh in the first round or the second round off the top of my head? I'm pretty sure that's what Flo was talking about and Basha Mania was talking about. If Angelo wrestles Rocco Welsh, I think Angelo might pull off the dark horse upset and then go on to medical forfeit just because he has to place. Because I think he needs to win 2 matches being the 8 seed to place. Now, if he wrestles Welsh, I think Welsh is going to be really aggressive this time, not have any of that, not have Angelo wrestle in his 3-point stance and try to take it to him. But that might be my dark horse win. But let's go to WrestleStat and see what we have for predictions. And that's still not my pick. I think Angelo's going to be I think Angelo's going to win 2 matches and medical forfeit, because if I was trying to look it up today, how many matches he would need. And I believe Google or Big Ten said 2 consecutive matches would give him the bye to NCAAs. So let's see. Again, everything could change by Friday at noon, according to Tom's brand. All right, WrestleStat 184. Number 1, Rocco Welsh. Really tough to argue. I think he can beat everybody in this weight class. My NCAA prediction, though, is Aiden Sinclair winning it. He's in the Big 12s, though. I believe, Mizzou's in Big 12. If I'm wrong, it's all good. I do watch like Mizzou, but I don't keep up with them like that. Max McAnally, absolute monster. Has been having a lot of tiebreakers this year, though, where he still gets the wins, though. So he is a winner. Silas Allred, Brock Montanoa, Dylan Fishback. Wow, is he all in order? Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Does it not have Angelo placing? Wow. Are these the seeds? No, that's with their predictions. That's crazy. This has Angelo not placing. So this is where I think Angelo's going to be the dark horse. Angelo, I think, is going to get an upset win against Rocco Welsh if they're really, truly on the side of the bracket. Again, I don't know how Angelo's the 8 seed when he's only lost 1 match in his career besides Carter Starachi, and that was to Rocco Welsh. He's being Aiden Sinclair. I think he would be in Max McAnally, and so on and so on. But I think Angelo's going to have to be a dark horse and get that W against at least the top 3 guy if the brackets change by Friday. Whether it's Welsh or not, I think Angelo's going to get his get back and then medically forfeit out. So with that being said, just for, hyping up the video a little bit, I think Angelo's going to come in and get his get back against Rocco if that's really his true opponent in that second round, just because he has to place. He has to place to the NCAAs, and that's just refuse to lose mentality. Nobody's better than me this day. He's going to get his 2 wins and bounce. So with that being said, I think after he wrestles Rocco Welsh, just off the seeds we looked at, I think Max McAnally will get the W and be the Big Ten champion. So at 184, unless everything changes in 2 days and Angelo is now a higher seed and has to wrestle other people, I think he's going to refuse to lose, have that dog in him mentality. He's going to be the dark horse of the tournament, get that W over Rocco Welsh, which really isn't too crazy of a statement to say. I mean, he definitely broke or tore something wrestling him. I mean, he's been out all this time. I think Max McAnally is going to win because Rocco will be wrestling for 3rd, and Angelo will be medically forfeiting after 2 wins. Now, if anybody looked up how many consecutive wins you need to place, I believe it was 2 that I Googled today. Again, I'm not perfect. Please let me know in the chat. But at 184, I have my second of the 8 matchups so far that we've discussed not being a Penn State wrestler. So I still have 6 out of 8 Penn State winning. 184. Can change. I still don't feel 1,000% or 100% with that pick, but I think Angelo's going to pull it off and be a dark horse and get his W over Rocco Welsh. No disrespect to him. He's an absolute beast. But with that being said, I think Max McAnally will see his path to the finals and just beat whoever he has to in double overtime. All right, 184, Max McAnally. All right, going into 197. And again, appreciate all 19 of you being on. Don't forget to like this video and to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tomorrow night, I'll actually probably be doing a High Rocks upcoming video because I'm doing a High Rocks in Washington, D.C. on Saturday, just to get to know me a little bit. I would do more Big 12 video, but I'm really I'm working like 12 hours tomorrow. I'm coaching youth wrestling after teaching, and I really just want to try to do the High Rocks one. So, but again, appreciate you all being on right now. Let's move on to 197. I'm going to share my screen and do 197. All right. This is like another one of those weight classes where it's super boring only because Josh Barr is an absolute animal. I really don't know much about anybody else here. But what I do know about this weight class is that Josh Barr is arguably a top 3 Hodge Trophy runner-up or champion. If he takes his way through the tournament, he might be the Hodge winner. But we got Josh Barr, 1 seed, Camden McDaniel, 2, good wrestler. Number 3, Remy Cotton. Number 4, Branson John, 5, and so on and so on. Not much to talk about here, but I'm just going to see what WrestleStat has just in case they have an outrageous prediction, which they are pretty good. Yeah. Josh Barr, number 1, 16-0, 8 wins in the Big Ten Conference. His 2 wins are over number 10, Tech Fall, and then he pinned him. Number 12, major decision. I mean, how can anybody count Josh Barr out? When he would tech fall guys last year in the 3rd period, I will never forget that Rutgers match. What did he tech fall that guy with 1:40 left in the 3rd period when it was 0-0 or 1-1? Like, he is just an absolute beast. I got Josh Barr bonusing his way through the tournament. I think him and Mitchell are just going to go on a tear and get this W. Gabe is going to upset some 97 wrestlers. Not Barr, though. Absolutely agree. Gabe Arnold could probably be another dark horse. Wait, I don't even know if I saw Gabe name. Wow, he's the 13th seed. So what? 13 wrestles 14 first, and then the how does that work? I'm not sure who he wrestles first. That would be nice. I think Gabe Arnold really enjoys wrestling for the Hawkeyes, even though they had all that drama last year, or maybe that was this year. But again, I don't see anybody beating Josh Barr. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think it's unanimous that Josh Barr at 197. At 197, absolute beast. So that would be what for me? 7 out of 9. 7 out of 9 wrestlers winning are from Penn State. Wow, insane. Yeah. Penn State places 8 kill kicks for everyone. I still need one because I if you watch my channel, I do worth the calories videos. My last name's Cala. It's a play on word. Where I would eat something like sugary like that or high protein, whatever, then go run it off. So I'm still looking to buy Kale's cookies. Happy somebody else knows about them. That's awesome. Love it. All right. Last but not least, I think this is going to be an exciting weight class just because of everybody in it. Similar to when it's at NCAAs. So we're going to see. Unfortunately, nobody from my team made the New England tournament, but thank you for asking about it. My 215 took top 10 in the state, and that was our best chance at getting someone there. But all good. All right, moving on to our last one. They're not bad, just really expensive. They taste. Yeah, I really want to try one. I want to eat it and run it off, and hopefully Kale Sanderson will see it and make a collab with me when I'm a big famous YouTuber. All right, last weight class. This one's going to be exciting. Put your predictions in if you want in the chat. But let's see what Big Ten seats have for the for the 285 weight class. I just got to zoom in a little bit there. Is this where AJ Ferrari gets a big win finally, chat? Is this where the splits finally get a big win and win a tournament for the first time in 5 years. What did he win? 2021, 2021, two. I mean, how does he still have eligibility? And I do enjoy him for the sport. Just not the best influence on people, but whatever. All right, so the seeds right now: Tay Gadali, 2 big wins. He had a big win over Cole Mirasola, and then of course over Nick Feldman. Number 2, AJ Ferrari. If he's wrestling Feldman in the semis, might be his time to get his get back. We'll see about that. Cole Mirasola versus Tay Gadali. Cole lost by 1 point, right? And he was in on that double at the end of the match. Might be misremembering off the top of my head, but Cole is an absolute beast. And as a twin, I got to root for the twin. I don't know if he's going to win it, but he will be good. Oh, that's all. Thank you for Jaywin. I did not know AJ wrestled Tay. That's good to know. So how is he above him? Makes no sense. Braxton Amos beast. But let's see what WrestleStat has, everybody. Again, 25 of you. This means a lot. Appreciate you all being on here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right. Sharing my screen for last weight class. All right. WrestleStat is going with AJ Ferrari. They have him winning over Tay Gadali from Michigan. Nick Feldman, number 3. Cole Mirasola, number 4. Ben Keeter, number 5. Braxton Amos, number 6. That's all. That's enough for me. Now, tough to look at WrestleStat and the seeds. If AJ really does get the win over Feldman in the semifinals, I have AJ winning it as well. I do think Cole Mirasola is going to peak at the right time, and that right time is going to be the NCAAs, where I think he'll be, at the beginning of the season, he can't All-American, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I think Cole's going to probably have a tough couple matches here, maybe take top 5 here, and then at NCAAs, Cale always gets his team winning at the end of the season. The great team peaks at the end of the season, and Cale Sanderson always gets them ready. I think AJ Ferrari is going to win the Big Ten tournament and just go crazy on social media after. Probably do like 5 splits in a row. The fact that the chat just told me that, or Jay Wynn told me that AJ beat up Tay Gadali too. That's crazy. Nick Feldman does have 2 wins over him this season, but it's just so tough to beat somebody 3 times unless you're Mitchell Messingbrink versus Mikey Caliendo. And exactly like Argra just typed in the chat, he is such a villain, but you want to see him win because it's just so good for the wrestling. Not like Giorgio Paulus versus Armin, where he punched him in the face and the collar ties were insane. He's thumbing him in the eye. It's crazy. AJ Ferrari, yeah, I'm sure he did some bad stuff off the mat. I was reading about it last week. I don't agree with everything he's done in his life, but it is really entertaining. And, I think he's going to get the W here. I don't think he's going to win NCAAs. I think Isaac Trumbull versus Younger Basita will be the finalists at NCAAs. And I said in my last week video who wins that match if you want to go check it out. But at 285, tough to say, but AJ Ferrari is going to get that W and get Nebraska's only champion of the tournament. I said it here first. 285, AJ Ferrari, aka 260 or 665 bench press. So if you're just joining, I just went over all of the Big Ten seeds and WrestleStat predictions. I'll just say them again really quick, just so I can do a closure or a wrap up by the end of the video. Again, Penn State. My first question was, can Penn State go from 10 to 10 or 10 for 10? Very close. I have them winning 7, and I don't think there's going to be an answer from anybody. I don't think there's going to be any crazy upsets. Besides Angelo Ferrari getting the win over Rocco Welsh, because he'll probably need 2 consecutive wins, and he's going to have that dog in him to get those 2 wins. I don't see how at 125, Luke Lodahl, winner. I don't know how he's going to lose. 133, Blaze. Only because as right now, well, not only because, but because right now it has Davino versus Bird in the semis, and they wrestle the semis and finals in the same day. And I think Bird is going to be shot wrestling a freshman or a redshirt freshman, and he's going to be tired wrestling these guys. And he's like, wow, now I got to wrestle another fresh young kid that is pushing the pace, because Blaze is an absolute beast. 141, Mendez. Ohio State's only champion of the tournament. I don't have Feldman winning it. I have AJ Ferrari winning it. 149. Shane Van Ness, absolute beast. 157. Like I said earlier, PJ Duke is going to dominate this tournament. I said it here first. I hope he's watching. He's a beast. He's going to push the pace against Trelli in the finals. And there's no question in my mind. He's just going to dominate. I got PJ Duke winning. Now, at NCAAs, I do think Trelli might get his get back. He is the defending champ. It's just a different mentality going into there. But that I already made a NCAA prediction video last week. Go check it out. Comment on there if you think I'm crazy or if you have any opinions different. I'm all for it. I try to respond to every comment too. Just really appreciate everybody listening. This means a lot to me. 165, we have Missile Messingbrink because he's not Mitchell. He's Missile because he's so fast. No, I'll write his name just in case he's watching. Mitchell Messingbrink over Joey Blaze. I think the chat all agree that Mikey Caliendo will not be a Big Ten finalist. Will this be Iowa's first year not having a Big Ten finalist? I know they've had a finalist the last 30 years at the NCAAs, but how is Iowa going to have a finalist? It just doesn't make any sense to me. 174, we all said it, Levi Haynes. If he's on the same side of the bracket as Patrick Kennedy, then Iowa's cooked. If not, he's going to beat Kennedy in the finals. That would be Iowa's only hope at a finalist. And honestly, let's be real. They're looking for a champion. They're not looking for just a finalist. 184, unless Angelo Ferrari is not on the same side as Rocco Welsh, and this is a hot take. I don't care if you think I'm crazy. I think Angelo has to win those two matches to place top 8 or top 7, whatever it is, to go to NCAAs to get, and then he's in a medical forfeit because his leg or whatever is going to hurt him. So I'm going to have Max McAnally winning it because he's going to wrestle not Angelo, not Rocco Welsh, whoever that 3 or 4 seed was. And McAnally peaks at the right time. Again, he only lost to Carter Starachi last year and Parker Kikaisen, 2 of the best wrestlers in the NCAA and probably the country last year and this year too. 197, without a doubt, Josh Barr. Absolute beast. Who thinks Josh Barr is going to tech his way through the tournament? Does he make a statement that he wants the Hodge after this tournament? Because I think he might. I think he might. I don't see how he's not going to bonus everybody. He is just such an absolute beast. Similar like dog mentality to Levi Haynes, but has that like quickness of Mitchell Messingbrink. He's just an absolute beast. And then last but not least, the split king, the wrestler with the most controversies, without a doubt. He has 3 brothers or 2 other brothers in the NCAAs, but AJ Ferrari at heavyweight for sure. I think he's going to get his get back. As we just looked at Big Tens at their seeds, he's on the same side as McAnally, Nick Feldman. I think AJ Ferrari is going to get his get back over him and then wrestle. Who did we say earlier? Taylor. That he's going to wrestle Tay in the finals to get his win again and just go crazy. So those are my predictions. If you think otherwise, leave a comment or type it in the chat right now. Really means a lot that 20 of you have been on the chat this whole time. PE teacher, wrestling coach, marathon runner, high rocks athlete. I'm doing the DC high rocks this weekend with my twin brother and my family, my older brother too. High rocks is like the new fitness event. Unfortunately, since I'll be in DC, I won't be doing any live streams, at least as of right now, for any of the tournaments. But next Wednesday for sure, I will do a recap video of Big Tens. I could do a video on Big 12s. Maybe I'll put a poll out and see if people vote on that. But at Big 12s, I got Oklahoma State guys winning it. ACCs, NC State versus Virginia Tech, always the big names. But if I'm not on this weekend, again, appreciate all of you watching. Means a lot to me. Coach Cala, and I hope all of you enjoy some great wrestling this weekend. And comment below this video, who do you have winning the Big Tens this weekend? See you, everybody. See ya. Thanks for joining. Appreciate all of you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, get moving. All right. And I knew somebody was going to type in the chat. I didn't end it. I didn't end it. Come on. Greg Kahn, day 1 for Big Ten. They wrestle round of 16 and round of 8 in morning session and round of 4 semis and night session of day 1. So it is a 2-day tournament. Oh, or that's all on day 1? They do the semis in day 1 too? Wow. Appreciate your comment, Greg. Means a lot. Knew somebody was going to join in at the end there. I almost hung up, but I appreciate it. All right, this time I'm definitely out. Thanks again, everybody. Stay tuned for my High Rocks video tomorrow. I'm just going to talk about what it is and what me and my twin are looking to do. Appreciate all of you joining. It really means a lot to me. Coach Cala, out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and get moving.